50 Cent is one of the producers on this.
Oh, interesting.
I'm very much looking forward to the upcoming Diddy documentary. Because a lot of us hate Diddy, but 50 might be at the top of the list. So
I don't know how we feel about anybody.
It's going to be real personal when that documentary comes out.
Right. Hi, Jillian Benzavali.
Hello, Patrick Hines.
Oh, girl, we got to remind the people the merch store is live.
Merch store is alive and well.
She's alive and well.
We love her so much.
We did Pink Pony Club. We did the compressions. Pink Pony Club. That's how you know how to. It's the new Staying Alive.
Oh, great.
It's the new CPR thing, is what I'm saying.
Yes. So whatever
That's a long
you said,
way around
great,
to
whatever.
get there.
We have merch now, and we love it. We're super excited about it. And check it out, won't you, on our website?
Please do. It's truecrimeobsessed.com. Click on the merch link. Girl, what are we talking about? We got to get into it because I feel like this is going to be a long one.
Yeah. It's called the TikTok Star Murders, but it's really the murders of Anna Abulaban and Rayburn Barron.
Ali and Anna, it all seemed so perfect. And what people didn't know was she was actually screaming for help. Her light was surrounded by a lot of darkness. Anna's an amazing mother. She adored her daughter more than anything in the world.
Ali's a rising star on TikTok. He's doing these impressions. Ali becomes obsessed with fame, and ultimately that path reveals the dark underbelly of social media.
Ali, this marriage is not healthy anymore.
And that's when things start to kind of hit the fan.
So, right at the top, we meet journalist Andrea Marks. She is a journalist who reports on the intersection of social media and crime, and she covered this case for Rolling Stone.
We recently met her in the Matthew Shepard documentary.
I love her. I feel like she's been in 30 documentaries. I just feel like I know her.
Yeah, she's also here a little bit for the people who are like, what's TikTok again?
Right.
Like, she's very good at explaining how, like, going viral makes no sense and the algorithm. Like, she's very good at being like, TikTok is an app that it's great.
It's funny because, like, she really does break it down. Like, she tells us that it's intentionally completely addictive. They know how to keep you scrolling. It's the most downloaded app in the world.
Yeah.
And we might be getting rid of it in this country.
I mean, sometimes I see things, and this is a comment that you'll see on TikTok a lot, like, I can't believe this app is free.
I know.
I can't believe they want to take it away from us.
I know. My
God.
dear friend Chris works at TikTok.
Really?
Yeah. You know what his job is? He's got the coolest job. His job is to take care of the culture so that the employees like feel happy and creative and like want to do things. And he's like the perfect person for that job.
Fun.
Yeah. We were hotel concierge together and he was the best in the business.
Okay, great.
Hi, Chrissy.
Tell the culture of TikTok that I really appreciate being served dog videos and animal videos and Taylor Swift videos.
I will text him every day and be like, can you make this video go viral? I think it's really funny.
Yeah,
and he's like,
videos?
I can't do that.
I also get a lot of Sopranos clips now. I just get like it
So you're
knows
telling
me.
Chris that you are very pleased with
I appreciate it very much.
Yeah,
Thank
great.
you. Finally, I'm seen.
Yeah.
And it's
Chris
by an app.
really sees you.
Thank you.
So we learn about this guy, Ali.
TikTok's perfect for Ali, and Ali's perfect for TikTok. Ali likes to make this kind of short form content. He's doing these impressions. You know, TikTok is the perfect platform for that because it's grabby, it's quick, and he can put out a lot of it.
We got to talk about these impressions for a second.
I was having a physical reaction. I am so disgustingly icked out by this piece of shit.
He's really, really disgusting. The impressions that he does John Wick, he does Nicolas Cage, and quote, his most famous is Tony Montana from Scarface.
Montana, but sure.
Is it not Montana?
It's not Montana.
What about Joe Montana, the football player?
That's also not Montana.
What about the state of Montana?
That's right.
Okay, that's right. I'm going to go on a road trip to the state of Montana. Okay, so I'm nailing that.
That's accurate. So here's the thing. This guy being obsessed with Tony Montana is a major red flag in my eyes. To me, it screams.
Really bad.
It's like the guys who don't get Fight Club.
It's not Montana.
It's not Montana.
Okay, sorry.
To me, it's the same level of the guys who don't get that, like, the people in Fight Club and, like, the Wolf of Wall Street, like, they're not the heroes
They're
in
the
the
bad
story.
guys.
Like, they're the villains. Fight Club is making fun of you.
Yes.
Fight Club thinks you're a toxic man.
Yes.
Bro, like,
it's
get
funny,
it together.
Because, like, Chuck Palahniuk was involved in creating SantaCon. I know. Look, our friend Seth Porges, who's making the documentary about it, told us last week.
Maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe he loves toxic masculinity. I don't know. But the thing is, this guy gives me the major ick. He should give you this obsession with Tony Montana. He's a violent criminal psychopath. It's like enough.
And the way that he does the impression is so angry. Like there's so much rage in this guy Ali's soul.
And he's using it as an excuse to be angry.
Yes. And I want to say, I'm not giving this guy any compliments, but his Nicolas Cage is fucking good.
It's just his content, and make your content, everyone.
Yeah.
His content is just so embarrassing to me. It's so cringy and embarrassing. But
it is the kind of thing where like it's not for it's like for straight dudes. You know what I mean? And like and there's a lot of them. And
I'm like, this guy's TikTok famous. He's never once been on my For You page.
Same. Me either.
Not
never
once.
seen this guy. And
I
also,
asked Mike too. Mike was like, who the fuck is this nightmare?
I hate to break it to you, Ali. 2 million followers is not that many. You know what I mean? Like you're not TikTok. This man's inflated sense of his importance in the world is it knows no bounds.
Oh, he's a nightmare.
It's unbelievable.
So he will henceforth be known as the killer. But Anna's friends are here.
They're all here.
Kayla, Julia, Rachel.
Kayla's got to do like the deep breathing exercises to prepare her. Like,
these women are awesome.
The amount that Anna's friends loved her is so wonderful to see. And it's re-traumatizing for all of them to be here. And we'll learn in the end that the reason that they're all here is because they need Anna's story to be told. Mm-hmm. Because they really want people to know stories of domestic violence in the hopes that we can try to save people and break cycles.
Yeah.
And that's the reason we do what we do, the record.
Please. So Anna's friends are here. Also, Louis, the killer's cousin, is here.
Yeah.
And Louis tells us a little bit about the killer, just like Anna's friends are telling us about Anna.
Yeah, he comes from a Middle Eastern family that happens to be Muslim, he said.
A more religious household, so it was a stricter environment. Ali was a free spirit and didn't really follow religion. He did what he wanted to do. I remember watching him do all these different dances and singing and all different types of stuff. It's what he was meant to do. I really believe Ali was meant to be a star.
Ali was meant to be a star. I don't disagree with that. Like,
I do.
This guy is awful. He's the worst.
It's all very forced. You know what I mean? There's nothing that's like, oh, wow. Like, it's sort. I know that everything takes, like, performing is a lot and a lot of effort, but everything is very forced with him. There's nothing like.
There's some stuff where it seems like he really is having fun. Like when he's doing like he does videos where I can't remember what it's called, but
Skyrim, the video game. Yeah.
And like I do think that the people who like really blew up on TikTok and Instagram are people who are like really do love creating this kind of content.
And he's coming up with ideas that are resonating with Skyrim fans or whatever. Like he is doing that.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I'm going to say.
He's the worst. He's like a really, really horrible person, but there is something about him that he's just not your average person.
And that's why it's like, TikTok, I love you, but like we're giving a lot of people a lot of access to the world. Like he shouldn't have been famous or given attention.
I totally agree. And we're highlighting, it's a place where people who are for good or for bad, where you are just like societal misfits can go and thrive.
Yeah, and it used to be. Sorry, let me pull out my 80-year-old brain.
Just dial up on the rotary phone and tell us.
But it used to be that if you wanted to be famous, there was a lot more hoops to jump through.
Yes.
And that sort of weeded out people. Do you know what I'm saying? It's really easy for the wrong kind of people to get way too much attention.
Because also you can become famous on TikTok for being awful. And that didn't used to be a
thing.
There's
rage baiting. Rage bait is a term that is very new in this world.
Yep.
You know?
And that's absolutely a thing. Like people can make you become famous on TikTok just for the fun of it.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? So the killer joined the Air Force when he was 18. We're told he wanted to improve himself physically and mentally. He wanted to serve his country, we're told. And he was stationed in Okinawa, Japan.
Yeah, so this is in 2013. And we learned that Okinawa, Japan, it's a huge American military base.
I've never wanted to go there more. Like we're learning that it's like hot, it's tropical, it's fun, it's beautiful, everyone's nice. I was like, wait, can we do a live show in Okinawa, Japan?
I mean, Japan's on my list. Like, oh my God, I'm dying to go to Japan.
Yeah.
So in 2014, that's when Anna enters the picture. And her family was also stationed in Okinawa, Japan. She's originally from the Philippines. And everyone describes Anna as she's almost angelic.
And Anna was one of the more like caring, loving, happy individual. That's what drew me to her. I don't think my life would personally be the same if she was never my friend. And so I'm very thankful for the friendship that her and I had shared together.
She's also just, she's just objectively beautiful.
Yes.
She's a stunning person. Objectively, you're like, oh, wow, that's what a pretty person looks like.
Yeah, and it's just like the part of the documentary where we get all of the people just saying how much they loved her. Like, she was such a loved person. And her friend group also tells us that when you're in the military and you're of a military family and you get stationed in Okinawa, like, you form really tight friend groups, and that's what they were.
And I'm saying that about Anna, too, because, like, that was also part of her content that she ends up making on TikTok. Like, it's her working out. It's her, you know, at the gym. It's her, like, doing get ready with me videos and makeup.
And where her friends will tell us later, her friend Rachel will be like, she didn't start out that way. Like, she was like a skinny, nerdy girl who liked to play video games, who like really came into herself. But she meets the killer in 2014. We're told that she was attracted to his big personality, which I understand.
Yeah.
Like, before he became an insane murderer, like, he was just like a funny guy with a big personality.
But like, as we've learned over the years, people like the killer are very good at wearing the mask and manipulating people. So I'm sure he was great the first 2 weeks. I have no doubt. But also, very early on, there's trouble.
Yes.
Because we learn that the killer gets kicked out of the military for getting into a fight with one of Anna's friends. The quote is, Ali allegedly assaulted them.
Right.
He like beat the shit out of some guy that Anna was friends with and was discharged from the military for it.
Like, really slow down on that, fam. Like, he beat this person so badly that he was discharged from the military for the beating he gave this guy.
And Anna admits to her friends he was very jealous. He was very controlling.
I let her know my concerns. I told her I feel like he's a little bit controlling. And she explained to me that he is, but I love him. You have nothing to worry about. But I just remember feeling uneasy around him.
Anna wants to stay with him.
Just the physical violence that's such a major red flag. You know what I mean?
And like, he's so violent that he's discharged from the military and kicked off the base.
Yes,
like,
and the friends tell us, like, in Okinawa, if you disrespect like the country, they will remove you.
It's over.
Yeah.
So by 2015, the killer's going home to Virginia and Anna goes back to the Philippines. But back home in the Philippines, Anna discovers that she's pregnant and the killer is the father.
Yeah, this is where the visa process begins and it's a very long process. Like, she's in the Philippines, she has the baby 8 months later. It takes another 9 months for the visa to come through for her to be able to come to the United States to be with the killer.
So it's like 18 months of visa stuff. The baby's name is Amira. And Anna and Amira move to Virginia to be with the killer and to be near his family.
Now, we're told that in the beginning, Anna was really happy. Like, she really liked his family. She really liked being in America. Rachel, one of her friends, says that for like Filipino women, she says this later, but I'll say it now, we're taught to like be quiet and do what we're told. And that like we all have one dream, which is to like get out of the Philippines and move to America for, quote, a better life.
Yeah.
So like, if that really is the case, then Anna's like living her best life.
Right. So, yeah, everything's great. They have their family, their life. They bought this house. Like, great. So jump to 2019, and the killer has been producing a lot of video content. He goes by Jinn Kid, Jinn Kid. Again, the content is just so embarrassing. It's like him as Tony Montana talking to his regular self, unpacking groceries.
But all right, it's like, I don't want to give him any credit, but we do have to acknowledge his videos are good. Like, they're well produced. You know, they're like
he does the voice, like
the
great,
Tony
he does the Tony Montana voice.
Montana stuff is
him and everyone else. Like, everyone's uncle does a fucking Tony Montana. It's the same thing as doing the Godfather voice. It's like enough.
It's bad. My point is just, it's engaging content. Like, listening to him do that voice is jarring to my soul. It's like, everything I'm afraid of.
I have
and
like a physical reaction to it. And it's like
agree.
Enough with, and
totally
it's so
agree.
one note. And it's like, that's where his creativity ends.
Yes.
He's like, oh, let me do Tony Montana screaming at me while I unpack my groceries. And it's like, can you just like push it a little? Can you just be creative?
Have to remember there was a time in social media where like highly edited content was rare. Like, it was, you know, and that's kind of what helps him break through, is that his videos are really well produced. Like, they look good and they're interesting to watch. And his
attention to detail
is good.
So I'm going to say, once again, make your content. Don't be afraid to put it out there. Whether it's a podcast, we get this question all the time. Like, when is a good time to release it? Release it now, because you're never going to if you think about it. Like, make your content, do your thing. This person is the worst. So when I'm talking shit about content, I'm specifically talking about his.
No,
just
it's true.
make that clear.
I'm just trying to say that, like, I'm not surprised that at the early onset of TikTok, he immediately realized that if he can make high quality videos, he could become something. Like, he was one of the people who saw that early.
Especially in niche areas like Skyrim and things like that. Now, I know Skyrim is huge, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So just we get on and on and on and on and on about his videos. And
we need Lucifer. Can we talk about Lucifer?
Lucifer, in air quotes, by the way, not actual Beelzebub, whatever you say.
Yeah, exactly. Lucifer is the killer's Aaron. He's the one that like Aaron. Our Aaron is like
Lucifer
the greatest.
should be so lucky.
That's what I mean.
Aaron is top tier.
Our Aaron, fam, if you don't know this, I'm not sitting in an editing room making our amazing TikTok and Instagram reels.
Thank God for that.
Thank God. Aaron is doing it. Aaron Downs, go follow him. He's an influencer in his own right.
I love when I see the comments where it's like, Aaron, amazing.
I know.
Amazing job. I love that Aaron's getting all the flowers and all the call outs.
Me too.
Like, keep it up, everybody.
They
I love it.
totally revolutionized our social media. But this guy, Lucifer, was saying,
I see there's potential in Ollie. There's lots of talent in there. So I just decided to message him and tell him like, hey, let me help you out. I can help you grow. So I became his social media manager. I would help him out with things like Discord, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and all kinds of other platforms.
you just worry about creating the content. Let me blow it up for you, because like that's a thing that you need. Like the people have a team of people doing this stuff for them.
And Aaron does not want to stay anonymous, I don't think. But this guy does. Lucifer, he's in shadow and whatever.
He's like afraid that people are going to try to hunt him down. I'm like, Lucifer, can you calm down? Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
You should be in shadow and because you're so embarrassed that you liked this guy.
That you helped him get to where he got.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah, yeah.
And we learn, everyone has a social media manager.
Yes.
Like, your favorite TikToker is not doing this by themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on. So the killer, though, starts involving Anna in the content. So sometimes it would be, perfect couple content, but it started, just to be clear, Anna was his prop at first. Don't get that twisted, because she's filming and you hear her giggling, or he would do video game content and she would be the hand on the screen coming through.
He needed to get punched in something and she'd be the fist.
Yeah. So in 2020 they go viral, and this is where we learn where it's no one really knows how or why going viral happens. It's kind of a numbers game. You're making a ton of content. Anyone can go viral. It really depends on the algorithm or the timing or the math. So you just are churning out content.
Yes.
And eventually, hopefully something will hit, and that's the way it works.
Yeah.
But super famous internet people are giving this guy shout outs. He's really kind of blowing up. Yeah. Everyone shut up, because Dr. Joni Johnston's here.
I love her.
She's a clinical and forensic psychologist.
Jillian told you to shut up. I don't know why you're still talking.
And a private investigator. Unless Dr. Joni says to not shut up, you listen to Dr. Joni. Because she is with me. She's explaining how much of a red flag this Tony Montana thing is.
Yes.
Because in the content, the killer is throwing violent temper tantrums over really small things.
Yeah.
But the excuse is I'm just doing it in character. So that, she's if you really look at that, that's scary and dangerous.
Because she's saying, maybe they were funny in the moment, but looking back, knowing what we know now, this guy's he's a really scary guy.
He is scary. And it is weird where you're why are you so mad at the thing? Because you could be like Tony Montana, who's happy. Tony Montana meets a puppy. And everything goes swimmingly.
Aaron, we're making that video next week.
You know what I mean? Do that. But he's leaning into the anger and the violence.
Well, and we're going to learn, too, that he has a serious cocaine addiction, so that's all part of it too.
Right.
But this is where Anna's friends are saying
Ali is on this crazy ascent on social media, and his life is changing.
And that was the time where Anna slowly started to disappear from people's lives.
Anna started to disappear from her friends' lives.
Because with this popularity comes the money. So he's doing ads and he's getting sponsored and he's monetizing. And that's the gig. I totally get it. But Anna is also getting in on the content game. So she has a lot of followers because she'd be tagged in the killer's videos that are doing really well.
People love that. It's like when you post something with Fiona or Mike, or I post something with Steve and Daisy. It's people love to get to know the creators they like, their real life.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. Am I a creator? I don't post on anything. I'm just I'm creator adjacent because so many of my friends go viral, but I'm not.
You're a creator. You're creating right now.
Am I?
Yeah. You're sitting in this room talking. You're making content that didn't exist 1 second ago.
That's really nice.
It's true.
Thanks.
That's what you're doing. You're nailing it.
Hey, Mom, I'm a creator. So thank you. But Anna's friends make a very important distinction that Anna wasn't interested in the followers or the money. This was her husband's obsession.
Yes.
She was just I can make fun content. Go follow me to the gym. She wasn't really interested.
And with her kid, she liked to her and her kid were do dress up stuff. She's just having fun with it.
I'm sure she wouldn't turn down monetization, but her friends are saying the killer was really obsessed with statistics and all this stuff.
Famous. He wants to make movies and be an actor and become famous.
Yeah, and Anna was kind of oh, this is what my husband's doing. I'll do this. Mm-hmm. That's the vibe that we get from her friends.
Yeah.
So it's 2020, the start of the pandemic. It's lockdown.
Yes.
And Anna is feeling super lonely in Virginia because her entire life revolves around her husband. It's his videos. It's his family.
And it's by design. He's isolated her completely. And she's not thinking of it in those terms just yet. But like a lot of her friend group lives in San Diego.
Yeah.
And she's saying like she wants to go visit them. And like this just breaks my heart. One of her friends says, Anna called me and said, Ollie's going to let me come and visit
he
you.
allows her to go to San Diego.
Even when you hear the words coming out of your mouth, like it must be so hard to say that.
Yeah.
You know?
Unless she doesn't realize it.
Yes.
Unless it's like, oh, because I'm sure he's pitching it to her of like, well, my production schedule, babe. I got it. I need you for all the videos, babe. No, then it's like, oh, well, I'll be allowed to go during this week because that's an off week for content. Like that's how it becomes.
But you can see it. It's her friend Julia who tells us that story. And you can just see the look on her face of like, I cannot believe my friend is putting it in those terms.
And so Anna goes to visit her friends in San Diego and she has the time of her life and she has so much fun that she's like, San Diego's where I want to live.
And she probably doesn't even realize that she's having so much fun, mostly because she's not around her controlling, awful, abusive husband.
Exactly.
She doesn't realize that.
And like this was, I'm sure the killer is like, well, my biggest mistake was actually letting her out in the world and seeing how much fun she can have and see how great the world can be without me.
I mean, the only thing about that is that when she comes back and she's like, we gotta move to San Diego.
For Ollie, it was a win-win. Moving to San Diego would help his career, working with influencers based in LA, and also would make his wife happy.
It was 100% exciting because, his dream of becoming an actor is even closer than he was ever before.
Like, it would be good for him to make that move, which is why he agrees to it.
Right. So off they go to San Diego. They live in this fancy high-rise. Anna gets to be near her friends. They're going out all the time. Everything is perfect, to which I say, oh, no.
Well, February 2021, like, Anna posts this video of her, quote, drama-free life. And it's so sad knowing what we know now because it's like her and the killer, like, on their balcony dancing and then they're kissing and they're holding hands and they're walking on the beach. And it says when your relationship is drama-free.
And her friends are like, right, but we know it's not drama-free.
Yeah.
We know that. And like a lot of times when you see that content, we even do find it in like the family vloggers, right? If you're just like screaming about how perfect everything is, it's probably not that perfect. And no one's life is perfect.
No.
So like it would be such a fraud if I was just like, oh my God, like here I am in my perfect life with Mike. And it's like, I love my life.
Of course.
Are you going to say that me and Mike don't have disagreements? That's insane.
No.
Like this whole vibe of just like, we're so perfect. And if you have like it's like, no. That's never real.
And I guess it's never real. And part of it is like when you are a content creator with millions of followers, maybe you're feeling like you have to project some sort of aspirational life or whatever.
Just be real
Just
about
be real.
it.
I know.
You don't have to post anything, by the way.
And truly.
Like that's the other option. You don't have to do it.
No. And it's really sad, especially knowing where we're going to end up.
Right.
Oh my God. We see the killer go to LA to do his first comedy show.
Oh
the
God.
only thing he can do is his Tony Montana impersonation.
Which again is like that's one line.
I know.
That you can't make a whole fucking bit of that.
No.
I'm not the authority on fucking comedy. I'm just saying, how long are you doing that stupid voice that everyone's been doing since 1980
also,
or whatever?
nobody laughs. It's like you see him get up on stage and you're like, girl, this is all you have?
And also, hey, dummy, don't do the thing they know you for first because you can only go down from there. That is big. That is
I know.
Scheduling 101. You make them wait for it. You put it at the end.
That's why. How long did we make them wait when we did the jinx for Okay Bye Bye?
Oh God, I
episodes.
don't know. Oh God, but that's because I was too embarrassed to do it. This is where I have in my notes. I swear I can't watch him do Tony Montana
No,
again.
I know.
I'm having a physical reaction to it, and it's like all of this money and fame, air quotes, are going to his head, which means he's becoming more insufferable than he was before, which is saying a lot.
Yeah, and like now he's back to being super controlling because for the first time in their marriage, she's in a place where she has people.
And then things were starting to go really downhill. They would hang out with only who he wanted to hang out with. If he didn't want Anna to come out with a girls' night, she wasn't going. He kind of just controlled how she spent her time in San Diego.
The abusive, controlling behavior has begun.
And the thing is, this is all recorded. So it's either voice memos or voicemails or actual videos that the killer himself is recording. So we hear him saying, like, I could be the next Al Pacino if I wanted to.
But I mean, I don't want to be, but I probably could be.
And he's like super aggressive. I'm like, is Al Pacino Tony Montana? You know they're two different people, right?
Right.
You know Al Pacino isn't actually Tony Montana?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
This is where we start to see his full-blown cocaine addiction. He's doing bumps of cocaine on live feeds on TikTok. How is that legal?
It's not.
Like, how is he not getting shut down for that? We're watching the comment section. His followers are applauding him.
Yeah, they love it.
She's in the background being like, what are you doing?
And he's like, we hear these voice memos where he's like, I'm a fucking god. I'm a sexy motherfucker. I'm a fucking internet celebrity.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Nothing is unsexier than this shit.
No.
Nothing is unsexier than like an insecure, aggressive.
Yes.
Like, don't scream at me that you're sexy. I'll come
or
to that.
Or that you're famous.
Or that you're, I'm
my
internet
God.
famous? Oh, cool story, bro.
It's
Wait,
so
like, tell me the
awful.
fucking first rule of Fight Club again, because I know it's your favorite movie and you aspire to be Tyler Durden. Like, he's making fun of you. He's making fun of you. Oh my God. Have you ever seen that footage of, I think it's Leonardo DiCaprio with Martin Scorsese, where Leonardo DiCaprio kind of realized that people were like idolizing Jordan Belfort and Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like an interview where he's like, wait, what? Like,
yeah.
No, he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't want that life.
Yeah.
You shouldn't want it. It's like the people who watch like any mob movie and aspire to be like that. It's a miserable existence, and you die, and your best friend kills you in the end.
It's just, I think every man needs to have a woman explain the Wolf of Wall Street to them. Do you know what I mean?
Good.
I know.
Fight Club. He's making fun of you. So anyway, he's insufferable. Fame is going to his head. He's a controlling, jealous nightmare, and he has a cocaine habit that is probably the worst any of his friends has ever seen.
Yeah, and so now Anna's friends are starting to see the abuse. So Julia tells us a story about going back to the killer and Anna's apartment one day after the gym.
Because can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Just to be clear about this, the killer is spiraling because Anna is thriving.
Yes, that's exactly right.
And that is really something that needs to be said, because we see this a lot with these horrible men.
And like not thriving even in the way that he wants to thrive. She just has close friends.
Well, she's happy.
She's happy, and she doesn't need just him for that.
And that's a problem.
Yes, that's a major, major problem. So like Julia tells a story about
Ollie was very, very angry with Anna and pulled Anna into the bedroom. And the next thing I know, he's throwing things at her. Anna runs out of the room, we grab Amira, and we just storm off out of the apartment.
To the point that she's got to like grab her daughter, grab her stuff, and like run out the door. But then Anna, and I understand, I know this happens a lot, is lying to her friends, being like, this never happens. We're going to talk about it later. It's going to be totally fine.
Because Julia's like, Anna, does this happen a
All
lot?
the time.
Like trying to be a safe space for her, but Anna just says, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
But then, and like, this makes no sense to anybody in the documentary. The killer starts recording the abuse. He starts video recording on his phone, voice memos on his phone. He's recording the abuse he is doing to Anna.
Because he is convinced that Anna's cheating on him, and he's degrading her and screaming about how amazing he is and basically demanding sex because she doesn't want to sleep with him anymore, and obviously.
And it's like 2 minutes ago we were watching the When Your Relationship is Drama-Free video, and now we're seeing her in these videos crying.
These are the real videos.
Yes, like the real videos.
And so he's saying like, you're not pleasing me, and like he's basically, his argument is that she has to be cheating because if she's not having sex with him, she has to be having sex with somebody else.
Right.
And the what he's saying to camera, it's like, do you really think you're building a case against her?
Right.
Because he's looking to the camera and he's like, you don't understand how hard it is to get her to listen to me.
Right.
She's always painting me as the bad guy. It's like, you're the one screaming at her, demanding sex.
Demanding sex and then saying that you must be having sex with other men. And then he starts threatening to deport her. This is where I have like a million questions, because he's threatening to deport her, which he is saying would result in him getting to keep the kid and her being deported without the kid. Like, he's holding the kid hostage, and I don't understand how this is our system.
I don't understand
I don't get it.
But I think more than that, what her friends really want to hit home here is that, because Anna's friends tell us it's illegal to get divorced in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So I think what he's doing is really preying on that fear and her upbringing, because like Anna comes from a culture where being divorced isn't really an option, even though she lives here now.
Yeah.
So he's really using that and manipulating that and breaking her down.
Ollie felt that Anna was taking everything away from him, so he threatened to get her deported. If Anna was deported out of America, she wouldn't be able to see her daughter.
Anna just wanted to keep the peace, especially for her daughter.
This is where everyone is saying that she's just trying to keep the peace. Like, she just wants him to be better.
Yeah.
She just wants him to be nicer.
Or just stop. Just leave me alone for 5 minutes.
And then, like, we see this moment, this video that the killer recorded of Anna calling his own mother. And the mom is screaming at Anna, being like, why are you calling me? If it's that bad, just leave.
Yeah.
And she can't leave because then she's going to lose the kid. She doesn't want to break up the marriage. And, like, one of the things that Dr. Joni keeps pointing out to us is, like, people in these domestic violence situations are really faced with the question of like, am I really going to call the cops and have him sent to prison? Am I really going to get on TikTok and ruin his career? She doesn't want to do that to him. She just wants him to knock it off.
Yeah. And Anna said, because the mother's like, why do you always go back to him? And Anna's like, well, do you want me to put your son in jail?
Right.
Because that's the option. And the mom's like, well, you do whatever it takes. If your life is in so much danger, put him in jail.
But the other thing too that Dr. Joni points out, and it's like any parent will tell you, like no parent wants to be a single parent, you know?
No.
Like it's so fucking hard. He probably is making most of, if not all of the money. What a nightmare it would be to actually put him in prison.
Yeah.
You know? And I think also Anna sees anything that she does as an escalation. It's only going to make him worse.
Well, that's the thing. At the very least, he's just going to be a violent,
More
obnoxious
abusive.
nightmare
Yes.
than he already is. So, like, I don't even think you're really thinking 10 steps ahead. Even step 1 ahead is worse than you are right now.
It's too scary.
So, like, but he, he's screaming about, I don't want to lose my wife. If another man touches her, I'm going to fucking go crazy. And I'm like, that's really interesting because you don't love her. She's just a possession to you.
Exactly.
Ali will do just about anything to maintain the control of that relationship, whether it's threatening Anna, whether it's threatening suicide.
I'm just disgusted. When I heard that he had his gun out around his daughter, it's shocking.
He's wielding a gun in front of his daughter, and he's like, yeah, well, I had to do that to get you to come home and react to me.
It's just
like, oh my
like
God.
insane. And because he threatened suicide, Anna calls the cops.
And he has a gun in front of their kid.
Yes. And so we hear, because the killer recorded everything, his conversation with the cops, and like he's described as being charming, and he's like making the cops understand that he's not the bad guy, she's the bad guy, and she's painting him to be the bad guy. And it's just like, we all know where this is going to end up.
Yeah. And also the killer doesn't answer the door right away because he reeks of booze, so he's brushing his teeth. We know this because it's all on film from him.
Yes.
The police are there and they talk to them separately in different rooms. And the killer has recorded his conversation with the cops, telling the cops she's crazy. I worked for the government. It's like, yeah, bro, you were discharged from the military for beating the shit out of someone.
Exactly.
Don't say I worked for the government. But the cops are here also to like discourage people from recording conversations. The cops sitting in the documentary are like, yeah, that's very rare.
A lot.
Don't
That's
go getting any ideas, everyone. Hey, dear listener, you record the cops whenever you want to, my friend. That is absolutely your right. But the cops leave because, quote, there are no visible injuries on Anna.
Yeah.
And because the cops don't record these conversations, we don't know what Anna told them. Like, do we see why this is an issue?
Yes.
And how many times do we have to say no visible injuries? That doesn't mean anything. That's not a sign of abuse.
Of course. And it's cousin Louis. It's the killer's cousin Louis who says, let's get it clear. He was holding Anna hostage.
Yeah.
What was she supposed to do?
Because we hear her say on this video that the killer took with the cops, why are you being so nice to the cops? As soon as they leave, you're going to turn around and treat me like shit again.
Exactly.
And then the cops turn around
and leave.
So August 2021, it's Anna's birthday. There's this big trip to Disneyland with Anna and her friends and all their kids.
It's just so unbelievably sad. Rachel has come all the way from the Philippines with her kids so that she can like be with Anna for her birthday and the kids can be together.
And the killer's there. He's complaining the entire time. He's tired. He doesn't want to do it. And he's doing drugs all day.
In front of the kids. And so Rachel says, I wasn't having it. Even Anna wasn't having it. At 11 in the morning, the killer goes back to the car to sleep all day.
And we all had an amazing time. And we stayed there till the fireworks. It was kind of our dream to take our kids to Disney.
The rest of the gang stays until the fireworks.
They have a great time.
That's after dark. That means he's been sleeping in the Jeep.
Goodbye.
I know.
You're
Get
ruining
outta
everyone's
here.
good time
Yes.
anyway. By 11 a.m., everyone was like, get the fuck
Get
out of
outta
here.
here.
So they have a great rest of the day. The kids had a blast. And all of her friends are saying it was a dream day. All Anna wanted to do was be with her friends and share and be with the kids and share this moment with them.
And like we got another story from Rachel about that birthday trip where like all of the friends pitched in to get a table at a local club in San Diego. And the killer comes and he's a total fucking nightmare
Ruins
because
the night.
He's not the center of attention.
Yeah. She can't have a birthday.
Right.
Oh, fuck off.
Like it's just so sad.
Yeah, and like Rachel has this really sad story about getting into this kind of tense conversation with Anna right before she was killed.
Because Rachel is doing that thing that we want any of our good friends to do, which is tell us the fucking truth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and she's kind of begging her to leave, and Anna just keeps sort of saying, and I think a lot of us have been there, like, no, it's okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And Anna just feels stuck, everything about this guy is a nightmare. Nothing is easy, but Anna's just like, I love him. Like, he's my father's daughter. I love him. And she's basically saying, I'm not going to leave. I can't leave.
And also, like, she's trying to say, like, I'm not in that much danger and I can fix this. And then Rachel says, like, she gets on the plane and that's the last conversation she ever had with Anna.
Right. But things are getting worse. And now, instead of the videos of this is what an amazing drama-free couple looks like, the killer is using his social media to talk shit about Anna.
He's going live to his 2.2 million followers to tell them what a horrible person she is. He's calling her a bitch and a whore.
And a whore. Don't get married. Don't do it. Also, let me say, this is so dangerous. Like,
yes.
You know the kind of people who are drawn to a guy like the killer?
Exactly.
Like, people get very riled up on the internet.
Yes.
It doesn't need to fucking be true for people to get mad. And, like, he's putting Anna in danger. He's putting his daughter in danger. These are people who idolize you, fucking Mr. Tony Montana.
And the people, like, if you look at the comments that are scrolling past, it's like people are applauding him.
Yes.
He's calling her a bitch. And, like, I'm screaming, how did he not lose all of his followers? No, they love this.
He's
they
like
love it.
Galvanizing them.
Yes.
And like putting a target on her back and on his baby's back.
Yes.
And it's just so hard to watch and so hard to listen to. And now we learn about Ray.
Yeah.
Ray Barron.
Yeah. So Ray was a part of their friend group. They met him together. The killer and Anna met him together. The killer is instantly jealous of this guy because he's like handsome and muscly. And all he wants to do is compliment the killer on having like an amazing wife.
Ollie has had jealousy issues with Ray from the start because Ray came off like he admired Anna. And so Ollie started creating this drama about how he doesn't trust Ray.
And the killer interprets that as like, well, he wants my wife. And she is friends with him. And the killer absolutely cannot handle
the
it.
aggressively insecure, jealous thing is so unsexy and unattractive.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
if that's you, if you see yourself in any way, please like talk to someone about it because it's so unattractive. And then you become an incel and kill people.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry. Can we just stop it?
It's a direct
Can
line.
we stop it at the
Can
top?
we just
like,
stop it?
Nothing is unsexier.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple things. Like being a murderer is pretty unsexy too. But this aggressive insecurity.
If you're the guy that you hear us talking about, if you're the one at the bar that you feel like everyone wants to have their eyes on you and know where you are because you're fucking dangerous.
If we're choosing the bear over you.
Right.
Which, and you know what? I rescind that because it doesn't take much.
I was just like, now I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, oh my God.
No. I love the bear.
I'll be honest, look, if you ever come upon me in the woods, there's a whole lot of other problems.
There are a whole lot
How
of
did
other
I get there?
problems.
What am I doing there?
Yeah.
I'm very happy to see you.
Yeah.
I'm counting on you to save my
It's
life.
like, I'm here
Where
for some
are
alone
we?
time.
I know. I'm now
I just
crying.
want, like-
I need you to hold me.
I thought I was going to be
Do you have
like
a charged
quiet
cell
today.
phone? Because I definitely don't.
I thought I was going to be quiet
No,
today.
no. You ran into a gay in the woods. We both wish it was a bear.
I'm choosing the bear.
I
wanted
back.
my peace and
we're
quiet.
back.
I
And we're
wanted my
back.
peace and quiet.
For a different reason, but
Yeah.
still the bear.
You know what? So this guy Ray is very triggering to the killer, right?
Yeah. He's everything the killer actually wishes he actually was. Sweet, handsome, nice, loved by his wife.
Yeah, right. So Anna is texting her friends and family, and she's even texting the killer's cousin.
Yeah.
Because she's like, Louis, please, can you come and help me? Like, I need your help. You gotta, like, this is...
I gotta get out of here. Today's the day.
And it's sort of the text that all of her friends were waiting for so that they can jump and go help her.
So Louis picks her up.
So she comes to my house and she has a big suitcase with her. It was Ollie's cousin dropping them off. We went to the park and I looked at her face and I noticed the whole left side of her face was bruised. That's finally when she's starting to tell us that this has been an ongoing thing since Virginia.
Things have been awful this entire time.
Since Virginia.
Right. And so what for real friends do is she's not saying I told you so. She's just saying, okay, how can I help?
What can I do?
How can I help?
This is where things take a turn.
Yeah.
Because Anna is now threatening him. She's saying to him, should I call the police? Should I show this to your mother? Should I post this online?
Yeah.
And that's the line that he can't let her cross.
Yeah. Or like if he's going to talk shit, it's going to be him.
Yes.
But Anna can't come with the truth.
With the receipts.
And destroy.
People don't like receipts.
They hate them.
Yeah,
oh, they hate
receipts.
them. They hate them so much. And so that's his big thing because his narrative is about to explode.
Yes.
And I also want to say, if you're feeling seen in this where you feel like you can't go to your friends and say they were right, or like it's very hard to say, like the conversation that Anna had with Julia was incredibly hard to have. Like, here are the bruises. Here's my suitcase. I want help. I'm telling you, dear listener, your friends will never use that against you.
No.
If you get to a point where you need your help, pick up the phone and call your friends. No one, no real friend of yours is going to, if they're telling you the truth all this time, they're not going to turn your back. And it doesn't become about, it becomes about come in here.
Yes.
Let me help you. What can I do for you? So please, like, don't be afraid to tell your friends.
Just in addition to everything else that like battered spouses deal with, the fact that she has to consider like being deported and not being with her kid, that is like a whole other thing that we got to fix. We got to fix that part of the system.
Yeah. And so Dr. Joni is back to say, like, a reminder, this doesn't happen overnight.
Yes.
This is why the abusers isolate their victims. It's how they control the narrative. And it's hard to leave. It's sad. No one wants to believe, oh my God, I was in love with him once and now he's treating me this way.
Right.
No one wants to see that. It's
suddenly
heartbreaking.
I'm a battered spouse. I'm a person who let this happen to them.
And then the guilt of like, I can't believe I stayed. There's guilt, there's shame, there's fear.
Yep.
And now, because this train is never fucking late, the killer has been cheating the whole time. Everything he was accusing Anna of doing, he was doing.
Yes.
Projection, deflection, once again. Now, we know this because the woman tracked down Anna and told her.
Because the woman has a fucking horror story. So the woman met the killer in the elevator of their building.
Of their own building.
The killer brings this woman back to their apartment where I guess they have sex. But after that, he pulls out like a fucking duffel bag of cocaine.
And just started doing a bunch of blow and talking about Anna, calling her all these horrible things. And of course, this girl is clearly freaking out because she's like, okay, this guy is crazy. But she was smart and knew that she needed to warn Anna.
The word they use is warn. She's going to warn
She's
Anna.
to warn Anna.
Yeah. So what happens is, like, after this, Anna decides she wants to separate. That's the end of it. And so it's October 6th, 2021. We see this horrible video of Anna trying to get the killer to leave, and he won't leave. And now she's just saying things straight. She's like, after you punched me in the face,
I still come back to you.
I still come back to you. The apartment is a total fucking pigsty.
Yeah.
She's trying to get a suitcase to pack her own shit so she can leave with their kid. She can't even get out of the bedroom because it looks like a fucking hoarder's nest.
Yeah. And so now Anna takes to TikTok too, because after she leaves, she posts a video that says 7 years of a toxic and abusive marriage and finding out he cheated on me in our home. Now that is the last straw for the killer in the sense that
it's a really, really sad escalation because once again, nobody ever thinks that anyone's going to kill them. But this is the thing that breaks him.
Because once again, it's not about her as a person.
Yeah.
It's not about trying to repair something. It's not about their child. It's about, oh my God, this is going to hurt his online persona.
Which is the only thing he cares about.
It's the only thing he cares about.
Yeah.
So that is the thing that became the tipping point. Not like, oh my God, I have to look inward and maybe save this marriage and relationship and apologize to this woman who whatever. Like, no,
Not
it's about
that.
his online followers.
Yeah, and now we hear these insane voice memos he's sending her. Like, he's just really, really unhinged, and like, it never gets better.
And now he's saying, you know, I've been cheating on you left and right. He's being as mean as he can be, cruel as he can be.
Yep.
He's really trying to break her, but like, she's gone, dude.
Yes.
Like, she hates you. She's not coming back. She's gone.
But she does take the video down. He's threatening her so severely that she does get scared and take the video down. But we're told lots of people saw the video before she did that.
Right.
So she moves into a friend's house, and now, like, we're seeing the text messages between her and the killer, and she's doing that thing where she's trying to placate him.
Right.
She's telling him that she loves him and that this is good for them, and
she's
she
trying
really
to calm
wishes
him down
she
and
wishes him
protect
well
herself.
because she feels safe for the first time ever. She's away from him, and she's like not living in his chaos.
And then suddenly, out of the clear blue sky, he offers Anna the apartment. He says, you know what?
Yeah.
You stay here. I'm going to go to a hotel. You take the high rise like you live there.
Yes.
Now, it's October 21st, 2021. Anna takes their daughter to school. Now, Anna doesn't know this, but the killer has made copies of the keys to the apartment.
Yeah.
And he uses this key because Anna's living there now, right?
Ali uses the secret key and he enters the apartment and he vandalizes it. And then he puts an app on his daughter's iPad so that he can listen in on conversations in the apartment.
So he is now able to hear everything that's going on in the apartment.
So Anna has left to drop her daughter off at school. 11 a.m., Anna comes home and the apartment is a mess, which is terrifying.
Yes.
So she calls the front desk, and this is how fancy the building is, that she's like, can you change the locks? Like the doorman can change the locks in the
They're
apartment.
electric locks, so they can do it from like the computer system.
Also, she's like, okay, I'm going to go get a restraining order against the killer now.
Yes.
But before that, Anna asks Ray, the guy who was really triggering to the killer, to come over and help clean the apartment. Now, meanwhile, the killer is listening to everything that's going on because of this iPad app that he installed on his daughter's iPad.
And also, she's asked her friend Julia to pick up the daughter from school at the end of the school day because she wants the time to clean up the apartment so that the daughter's not going to come home and ask what's going on here.
Right. And so the minute he realizes that Ray is the person Anna called for help.
Because the killer can hear everything. So Ray is now at the apartment with Anna. The killer can hear them talking and he just goes insane.
Right. So it's 2:58 p.m. The killer gets to the apartment and he uses the copy of the key he made and goes into the apartment.
Yes.
I just want to say something too. I know I've been talking directly to you, dear listener, a lot.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to protecting yourself, do the thing that sounds like too much.
Yeah.
Like tell the building staff he's not allowed up.
Yes.
Or share your location with a friend.
Yeah.
Even if you think it's too much, just do the thing.
Yeah.
If your gut is like, oh, this is not, I don't feel safe. Like do the thing that's a little too much because what's the harm?
Because what we're not saying is that, like, what was clear to all of Anna's friends was that he only offered her the apartment back so he would know where she
He
was.
can trap her.
Yes.
And like spy on her and catch her in something.
And
or
he can
whatever.
also get into the building because it's his apartment too. So like he couldn't get into her apartment building.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's easy access for what he's about to do.
But like if you're thinking about it and you're like, no, that would be way too much to tell the doorman. Like I'll meet him downstairs. We're kind of going through something. Like just do the thing.
Do the
that
thing.
feels a little too much because it might save your life.
Yes.
Also, we hear something totally fucking despicable on Peacock's part, and also you, 50 Cent, I guess. You're the producer of this. Sorry. But we hear the actual murder occur.
Yeah.
We never should have heard that. We are not going to play it for you.
No.
But like they air the gunshots and Anna yelling, and I think that is absolutely despicable that Peacock did that.
Yes, 100%. But that's what happens. He goes into the apartment and he kills both of them.
He kills Anna and their friend Ray.
So now Julia is unaware of any of this, the friend, and she's been asked to go and pick up the daughter from school long before this happened. She gets to the school pickup to pick up Amira, the daughter.
I was going to pick her up before I headed into work. And right in front of me, I see Ali pull up and grab Amira and put her in the car. At this point, I'm not sure what to do. I was supposed to pick her up, so I'm trying to call Anna, and she doesn't pick up.
She's calling Anna. Anna's not answering, obviously, because we know that Anna's dead.
Right.
She follows him for a minute, but then she loses him.
But meanwhile, neighbors heard the gunshots and called 911. And also because this apartment building is so high tech, we see the killer in the hallway of
in
the
the
apartment
elevator.
building, and he's screaming Anna's name.
Yes.
But he's not screaming it in anguish. He's screaming it like a release, like someone just killed, like he just killed somebody.
Yes, yeah. I
Like
mean, it's insane behavior.
It's absolutely insane. So the killer is arrested while he's driving on the freeway.
Now, they find a gun with 100 rounds of ammo and his daughter. I was on pins and needles. The daughter is okay. And thank God, that hero neighbor who called the cops and the cops were able to trace the car to the freeway in minutes and they got him and the daughter is okay.
Yeah. And so Amira, the daughter, was given to the killer's family because Anna's family is in the Philippines.
It just makes me crazy. Like we learned that like she is being raised by his family. I hate it.
Yeah.
It makes me insane.
And it's, you know, the moment of her poor friends, like hearing what happened and thinking like, oh, he did it. Like this is the call. You hope you get the call that Julia got, right? Where it's like, I'm here with a suitcase. Like, can you help me?
Yes.
And not like those are the two calls you get. You get the, okay, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Please help me. Here's my suitcase. Or the he did it thing, which is like, it's bad all around.
And
it's
like
awful.
these poor friends who all of them saw this coming a mile away and they did what they could and she just couldn't leave. And by the time she did, it was, you know, we all know that people
He trapped her.
He trapped her and people who leave their abusive spouses are in the most danger when they leave. We know that statistic is true.
All 8, what's the average? It takes like 8 attempts to leave before
is that
you can.
right?
But like every attempt is more dangerous than the one before
Exactly.
it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just like, fuck.
And like, we're not done with this guy's mania.
So the killer confesses to the police and he's charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and he could face the death penalty.
Yeah, and then like he just gets crazier and crazier. It's January 2022. We see his preliminary hearing. He's screaming at the judge.
Yeah.
He learns in this preliminary hearing that Anna had been hanging out with Ray. This was not the first time Ray had come to the apartment. He's calling Anna a bitch under his breath to the judge.
Yeah.
Then he's screaming at the judge. Like it's
he needs to be restrained.
How many documentaries have we seen? We've never seen this.
I mean, it's
we've
like-
never seen this.
And like this journalist
From Fox, shocking.
reaches out to the killer for, quote, his side of the story.
We should definitely give him a platform to tell his story.
And like he's screaming and losing his mind. Like this man is fucking unhinged and evil.
Because she goes to the jail and we see the video of this interview. All he can talk about is how mad he is that he was this close to becoming a famous actor.
He's screaming about all the wrong things.
That's all he can scream about.
And then he's blaming TikTok for making him violent, and he's like upset about losing his chances. I don't want to talk about him anymore. He's an asshole.
Right.
Like, fuck you.
But like in the end, he posts a message. He gets somebody to post a message on YouTube.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ali, aka Gin Kid. I haven't called myself that for a while, but I just wanted to say I'm sorry that I can't make the videos that you love. I'm sorry that, my life has come down to this.
Promising he's going to have more content coming soon.
But my favorite is one of the friends, Kayla.
Yeah.
Kayla like almost does an aside to the camera. She's like, by the way, he wasn't going to actually be famous because his content wasn't funny at all. And I'm like, you know what, Kayla? Louder for the people in the back. Thank you, Kayla.
Yes, Kayla.
Like, I love how she's like, he's screaming about something that wasn't even going to happen.
Right. Exactly. Right. Like he wasn't
a fucking loser.
He wasn't famous.
So it's February 2022, 4 months after the murders, and Anna's friends are allowed to get some of Anna's things. And this is so frightening and heartbreaking because the apartment is exactly the same from the day of the murder. So like the breakfast is still out.
It's still there. They see the bullet holes. There's blood on the couch.
I can't even imagine.
It's
I can't even imagine what it was like to live through this and then sit down and tell it for a bunch of strangers to watch. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
We finally get to the trial. He's got this piece of shit public defender who wants to blame the entire thing on Anna.
Yeah.
That
Not
Anna,
all public defenders.
I know. No. We love public defenders. I was reading statistics about public defenders. This was a DM. A public defender DM'd this to me. Like, why you should go with the public defenders because A, they all really fucking care. B, if they get stumped, they've got 30 other public defenders that they can like take the stuff to and like they can help them come up with it. They meet regularly to go over their cases together.
Yeah.
Public defenders are amazing. I really appreciated that DM.
This one
However,
happens to be a piece
this
of
one's
shit.
a piece of shit.
Yeah, we're not going to character assassinate Anna here. We're not doing this.
Because the idea is he's going to be guilty of killing Anna and Ray. It's either going to be first-degree murder, which is life without parole, or it's a lesser offense of voluntary manslaughter, which would get him fewer than 6 years.
Because the killer admits to killing Anna and Ray. The trial is all about if it was
premeditation or not.
So that's the thing. So the prosecution has to prove that it's premeditated, and it's like, okay, well, we have months of audio and video from the killer himself.
Threatening to kill her.
We have the surveillance camera footage. We have a Ring camera from a neighbor's door. And the fact that he calls his mother and admitted it right after the fact.
So he runs out of the apartment, and we see this happen. After committing these murders, he calls his mother and screams, I just killed Anna.
Yeah.
And the public defender is trying to say,
she knew his insecurities about his mental illness, his drug addiction, and his own chaotic upbringing. She used these and she weaponized them against him.
She's saying Anna cheated on him, causing him to lose his mind, go to the brink, and shoot Anna and Ray.
Like, she made him crazy. Yeah. And when he walked in and saw her with another man, he snapped.
He calls
and
it a
it's not
crime
his
of passion.
Yes.
Move along, public defender.
It's crazy.
Kim
It's
Wexler,
crazy.
you are not.
Kim Wexler, you absolutely
Kim
are
Wexler
not.
and her ponytail.
Yes.
So the killer takes the stand in his own defense.
He's like screaming at the prosecutor who's eating him for lunch.
And they're like, okay, we have your search history. So not only do we have all of the audio and video, thank you so much for taking all of that, you psychotic nightmare. Honestly, that's why I'm like, did he think he was making a case against Anna?
It makes no sense.
But the search history is really fucking bad. He was looking for like large trash cans.
Yes.
They call it the exploitation of minors,
Like
like
looking
child
for-
sexual abuse images.
Oh my God. He's got a small daughter.
I know. He was looking up chopped up bodies.
Yeah.
We have this guy.
Yeah.
No question,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So May 29th, 2024, the verdict comes in. He's guilty of 2 counts of first-degree murder.
Yeah.
And it ends really with saying, like, if you need help, please reach out because it's the isolation that becomes really dangerous.
That's really the reason why all the friends are here. They're saying, like, lean on your friends. We know how scary it is.
Yeah.
We're just here to tell Anna's story, to say, like, please, let's all try to learn something from this.
To save other women.
Yes. And like, and that is not putting any of the blame on any abused person. It's just to say that, like, reach out, like, it could really save your life.
Yeah, even if it's like a hotline or a resource in your community or a friend, it's because it's the isolation. Like if we can try to stop the isolation before it gets to a point where it's unstoppable.
Yes.
Like just sort of trying to fight that can be really helpful. So again, like your friends won't say I told you so.
No.
They won't, like, don't be embarrassed about it. Don't be embarrassed. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. You were trapped.
Yes.
Like it's okay because your friends who were always concerned about you will never throw anything in your face ever, ever, ever.
Yeah.
So the on-screen text says that the killer is scheduled to be sentenced in June.
Yeah.
He actually just got it was like pushed to September.
Yeah. So we're in September now, fam.
Yeah. So the killer got life plus 50 without parole. So he's going to be in prison for the rest of his life. He was horrifying at the sentencing.
Because we saw him in his pre-trial, he was screaming at the judge.
Well, he needed to be scolded multiple times by the judge for like cursing and speaking out of turn. Then when he'd be called out, the judge was like, I'm not going to fucking ask you again. He'd be like, what? I didn't say anything. It's like, I just saw you on camera.
Oh my God.
I just saw you. So then when the judge says that he'll die in prison, everyone starts clapping. And then he turns around and like sarcastically claps to Anna's friends and family.
No.
Yes. And Anna's sister was giving an emotional statement and he started screaming at her and she screams back at him. This guy, like, rightfully screams back. This guy is the ultimate piece of shit.
We've never seen anything, even the Night Stalker, who spoke a little bit in prison.
This guy
who spoke a little bit at his sentencing.
Yeah, like oozing with narcissism. And he's a horrifying.
What is wrong with this
total piece of shit,
person?
but he's rotting in prison for the rest of his life.
Okay, well, at least there's that.
You know? Yeah, so it ends with saying if you or someone you care about is a victim of domestic violence, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline immediately, 1-800-799-7233. They're open 24 hours.
Yes.
Open 24 hours. They're not a 7-Eleven, but they are available 24 hours. And 50, we're looking forward to that Diddy doc.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at me for saying that you did a shitty thing in this. Just make the Diddy doc.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but I'm with you 100%.
Everything that happened with Sean Combs, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah.
50 Cent hates him so much. He hates him. Like, this is really personal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
all
we'll
right.
see.
Oh, girl, we did. What's it called?
It's the TikTok star murders, but it really is. It's about the murders of Anna Abulaban and Ray Barron.
Ugh. Fam, don't forget, check out the merch store. It's truecrimeobsessed.com. Click on the merch link. The merch is really great. We love it. We're very happy with it.
Yeah.
What are we doing next, girl?
Okay, we are doing American Murder, Lacey Peterson. It is on Netflix. It is 3 episodes on Netflix. We are doing it in 2 episodes.
So here's how this is going to work. So we're going to do it the way that we do this, where we're going to release episode 1 of our coverage on the regular feed. On the same day, we're going to release episode 2 of our feed on the Patreon. And then that will be our regular episode on the regular feed the next week.
Yes.
We are also releasing our interview with director Sky Borgman on Patreon the day that we release episode 1. So lots of content. We went into the Facebook group. We asked for your questions. We're going to get a lot of those questions answered. We have questions of our own.
Yep.
Sky's a dear friend. She's an incredible director, and I'm very excited for you all to hear our conversation with her on this.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so stay tuned for the trailer for that. And if we have any funny outtakes, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really don't know.
I don't know. And also we keep getting asked, like, which Lacey Peterson doc are we doing? Because 2 sort of came out.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Netflix one.
The Netflix one. Yes.
Netflix.
Yes.
Netflix.
Okay. We love you, fam.
We love you.
Okay, bye.
See you next week. Bye.
911. Yes, my daughter's been missing since this morning. She's 8 months pregnant.
I've had missing person cases before, but this one was bigger already.
When Lacey met Scott, she was very giddy. They were just a cute couple. They acted like newlyweds.
Scott wasn't engaging the media. We figured that eventually he would talk to us.
We're at the police station and the phone rings. This lady tells me she's been dating Scott Peterson.
So what do you want to be together with me?
I think we care for each other. The cloud of suspicion over Scott was growing every day.
Lacey believed that he was who he presented himself to be. He was getting ready to run.
He had cell phones, credit cards.
It was like a real-life soap opera happening in your living room.
This was not somebody who was waiting for Lacey to come back.
Let me ask you a question. What number of views would you consider viral today?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I feel like whatever I'm going to say is like too low.
Well, I want to hear your number.
How many number of views?
Yeah.
I think like 100,000.
Okay, because I have one video that Aaron and I made. It was a totally off the cuff, in the moment thing. It has 1.4 million views.
Oh my God.
And it was shared, like, you know that little arrow that it shows you like how many people.
I do, Montana. I know the share
You know that Montana
arrow.
little.
I do.
We call it the Montana share arrow.
That's what they put over the end to make that sound. That's the accent. That arrow, Montana.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's been shared like 25,000 times.
That's incredible.
So literally, if I can go viral, anyone can go viral.
Yeah, I'm not saying it as like if you go viral, you did nothing. I'm just saying people say like we're
still
kind
of viral a lot. Natalie's videos are the best.
So does Aaron.
And Aaron goes viral. Oh my God, go look at Aaron's videos.
By geniuses.
I know, it's true.
Anyone
are we
can
on
go
Aaron's
viral.
Stan podcast? We were fishing podcast for a little while.
Yes.
Now we're in Aaron's
For
Stan
sure.
podcast.
Absolutely. No question.